Okay, so this is for Miss Bynon's class who are doing InDesign. I'm just going to show you a couple of really quick things to use this face template that she's got for you. So first up is you need to open it. So file, open. So this will be on the network for you guys. It'll be on the server. Okay, and so when this error here is saying it contains a link to a source that is missing. So I'll explain that in a second. So I'll just bring that up. So there's the I'm just going to get rid of that cow. There's the template, and you can see this little question mark here, and so that's saying that there's a link missing. So how InDesign works, I'm sure Ms. Bunn will explain it, is it links to everything that you place in there. So this is text, so that stays there, but if I was to put an image in, it doesn't embed the image like, say a Photoshop file would. It actually links to it, so it'll link to an image that's somewhere else, and the benefit of doing that is you can work on your InDesign file here, and then if you say, oh, I want to change an element of that photo, you go back and change the Photoshop version of it, and then when you open InDesign, it relinks and it's updated here. So you never actually have to change it in InDesign. So it's really, really cool that way. But at the moment, this is not there because you can see originally it was on desktop, VCD, the face, images, blah, blah, blah. So it was on someone else's computer and that wasn't copied across. So I'll show you how you can fix that up later. So what you're going to do is you need to put in your image in the background, I believe is the task. So you go to File, and then you've got Place. So if I click Place, I'm just going to go to the desktop, and I'm going to put in my image, and you can see now it's sitting there with the mouse, so it's telling me where I want to place it, and I'm going to click it there for now. And then again, so this is linked. If we have a look up here, this is where it actually is. So it's on my desktop. It's not in InDesign. So again, I can go back and change that, and it'll change. It'll change the image. So this is the bounding box. This is the bounding box for the image. So I can change that and it won't change the image. Okay. Or if I set my direct selection, you can see I've got an orange box now, and that'll actually change that image itself. Okay. So if I want to make that a bit bigger, I'll just get that bounding box the same. Easiest way to do it is to either direct select it like that, and let's just bring this up to, I don't know, we'll go to, make it bigger again, and that'll make it bigger, okay? Or you can, if you want to, get your bounding box how you want it. So you can see how I'm snapping this, and it's automatically snapping to those borders. So that's the bounding box. And then if I right click in this, and I've got my sizes here, okay? You've got, you can edit the original file, so it'll actually open up the original file. You can open it in certain programs, captions, you can do that kind of stuff. It's fitting here. If I do fit content to frame, it'll expand that image to fit that blue frame that I've made. Or if I do fit frame to content, it does the opposite, it'll fit that frame. So let's just do fit content to frame. There you go, and it's filled it, okay? And it's also in front of everything, and you can also see it's quite blocky too. So another thing that InDesign does to make things run faster is you've got this display performance here, and so if I click that to high quality, you can see my image is actually really, really high quality, but by default, on typical there, it's lower, and that's so I can move these images around really easily without the program slowing down. So if you were making a magazine, you'd have hundreds and hundreds of images. If you had them at the full res, it would be really slow, and you don't need to see how pretty this picture is because that's not the problem. InDesign is all about layout, so you don't need to see this image. If you wanted to look at that, you would go back to the Photoshop file. Okay, and other than that, you can see it's also in front of all this stuff here because like Photoshop, it uses layers. So if I center it there, right click here, and you've got your arrange right here, and it's saying send backward or send to back. So if I do send backward, it'll go back one layer and it'll keep going back. But if I do send to back, there we're there, all the way at the very, very back. And that's it. That's pretty much what you're up to. So again, that linking means it's on the desktop. So if I go and edit that image, can't edit it in InDesign, but if I edit it on where it is originally stored, so if I go to the desktop, open it up in Photoshop and change the colors, it'll reflect that on here as well. So I'll quickly show you. I'll just put that to high quality so it looks a bit nicer. Okay, and then I'll just go to my desktop here, and I'm just going to open this with Photoshop. Okay, there it is there. So here's my original image in Photoshop, and now I'm just going to change it around. I don't know, let's just give him an eye patch. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, wonderful stuff. There. And so I'm just doing this with my touchpad. So there we go. And change that. And there's a, there. Work of art. Okay, and now if I save that and replace the file that I've already done, so it's saved over that original file, okay, if I go back to InDesign, you'll see nothing's changed, okay, but if I update these links, okay, there's my pirate patch, and that's how it works. So InDesign is just relinked to that file, I've changed that, it changes InDesign, and that's the whole point of it, so that's really cool. So with this one here, to make that work again, you need to relink that, okay? So if we relink, and then you go and find where it needs to go, and you put it in that way. But that's it, and then that's done. So one last thing is you can save this, okay? So if I save this, what it's going to do is it's saving an InDesign file. It doesn't save, like I said, the images. All it's saving is that InDesign file. So if I send that file to somebody else and they open it, same problem. They'll have those linking problems because this image is sitting on my desktop. So you want to do two things. You can either save it as, if I do save as a copy, and you change your copy here, you change your format, okay, that's all your InDesign formats. Or you go File, Export, and make it a PDF, then it'll save everything that's there, okay, but people can't edit it. So what you want to do is this one here, which is Package. And what that does is it saves the file, but it also packages everything to do with that file. So what it'll do is it'll find that image and it'll find the fonts that I've used and it'll link them all together and put it in a folder, and then you give someone that folder and they have everything. So if I click Package, blah, 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 it's telling you I've used a font, there's no fonts missing, it's got a couple of links, one's missing, which is that one. The colors that I use, it's really quite detailed. You know, it tells you what fonts that I use, it packages those too, the images, where they are, this one's linked obviously, this one's missing, and that's where it is. And you keep going through, so package that. Instructions, this is for a printer. Obviously when you package InDesign stuff, you send it to a printer. That's for that. Continue, here we go, that's where I want to put it, makes its own folder. And then I package that. Actually I did one before, so let me just do another one, there we go. Yeah, it's all about copyright, yada yada yada. Packaged, okay. And now if I go to the desktop, there it is there. You can see in this folder here, there's the template that we saved. And then in the links, there's that image ready to go as well. And then if you send that to somebody, they'll have everything if they have that folder. And that's it. So have fun with your project. Later.